everyone, it's Lisa, and today we're going to do something kind of fun. Sephora has asked me to partner with them on the Beauty Insider Spring Bonus event. And that has been going on for a few days, but today starts the Beauty Insider discount. Now let me tell you about the codes to use for this discount. You can use these online and in store, and you can use them as many times as you want. It says use code to redeem online, flash your email to redeem in store. Okay, if you are Rouge, you get 20% off your purchases in store and online. Use code HeyRouge. For VIBs, you get 15% off of purchase in store and online. Use Hey VIB. And now through Monday the 6th, if you are an insider, you get 10% off. Use the code Hey Insider. And if you are not a member, there are many perks to being a Beauty Insider, and I will leave the link down below so that you can go read about it and sign up so that you can get these discounts during these events. So today I've decided to do the Snatural Light tutorial, and I thought that would be a good way to show you my favorites and be able to show them in action and show you some different products that I love, which you'll know most of them, but there are a few in here that I haven't used a long time on camera, and there are actually a couple of new ones too. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna start off with is the Algenist Lip. The Lip Genius. This is the second one I've had, and I really think this helps with like the lip lines, and it's not as much like a conditioner, but I think it helps around your lips. I don't want to put too much, so I just make sure that I get it like all around. It makes me feel like I'm doing something good for my lips. Okay, let's put my hair back. And I did use a dry shampoo today, and my favorite when my hair is really dirty, I'm not just wanting volume, it's oily, because it gets oily like up underneath here, is the IGK, and I will link it down below. But everything that I use today will be something good. They're favorites of mine, and I think they would be something good for you to get in the Sephora event. Okay, the first thing we're going to start off with, I've had several of you ask me about this, how I like it, and it is fabulous. If you have any pores, like on the main pores that bother me are like right here and right here. So this is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas, and I have tried the Tarte and several of the other ones, and this is my favorite. But what I can say is just get a little bit. You don't need to scoop it out. You just need a little bit and put it where you are most concerned. And then do not layer another primer over this because it will kind of roll up. You want to just put that where you want it, and then you want to use something else in the other places. So another one that I have been loving is the Hydro Primer by Milk, and this is one of those that kind of gives you kind of a gripping base. And so I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to kind of put this where I want my foundation to stay, which means usually where I need the most coverage. So I always try to hit my cheeks right here really well, and then kind of blend it down, because it does, you can see it does get sticky, kind of grippy, but you don't need as much as you think when you first start doing it. It does spread out. You don't want a real thick layer. Okay, and then get that all in. Okay, now I'm sure in the intro I've told you we're going to do Snatural Light. The main concept with this is we're not going to use as much powder. We're not going to use as many layers, because that look truly is for camera or stage. I love it. And in hindsight, I did that Snatural look at the Reward Style conference like every day. And I was doing it because if I had my picture taken, I wanted my makeup to look real good. But really, in hindsight, I probably should have done my makeup more for a person-to-person look, because every night when I would look at my makeup, I had a whole bunch of creases and, you know, everything under my eyes, and that is because I had on so much concealer and so much powder. So Snatural Light is going to be kind of more like a daytime person to person look. So it may not look as glamorous and beautiful when I do it here on camera, but it's going to be a more of a person, you know, and I will do some pictures just with my iPhone in the sun and maybe give you a little bit different look. So the main components are the sticky base, and I still think you need to go in with a like semi full coverage concealer first. So one of those for me is the Fenty Pro Beauty concealers. I have two colors because one's more of a pinky tone and then one is more of like my skin tone. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the pinky tone, which is 200. And you know, a concept with this look is you're using this instead of your foundation right here. You're doing, it's kind of like instead of doing layer after layer, you're kind of doing what you want in each area, and then you're using that end foundation to marry them all together. So I'm going to do the pinky tones like up under my eyes and up in here where it's dark, and then maybe right here where it's dark. And then I'm going to use the more my skin tone like right in here, down my nose, and then right here where I want that coverage. Like that. And then we're going to just buff that in. And I'm going to go ahead and take it all over the eyelid and just get it all in that space right there. And I usually try to work this out to cover like the tops of my cheek, kind of like where you would want that highlighted. Kind of like, you know, where this flat surface of your face anyway. And don't get too caught up in the, you know, what this looks like. It's not going to be your finished product. So just blend it in, and then you're going to know that you're probably going to go over it again with your final foundation. So that gives you your brightness in the center. Okay, then we're going to go in with this same, I have tried several other products that I have, and nothing works as good as this. There is just something very yummy about this and this tone. And it is the 177 or Y505 Makeup Forever Stick. So I'm going to use this as my, you know, keep in mind it is a stick foundation. So there is a certain amount of coverage you're going to get with this. And another concept of doing the light instead of doing the original version is we're not going to go back in with this. We're just going to use this one time. And then we're going to use that same brush and kind of blend it. And we're not going to worry if that color gets up on the face, because that's going to give us that coverage there and that contouring. So I'm going to just do that. I'm going to kind of match that up, and then I'm going to go into this. I'm going to kind of, like he said, marry all those contours kind of together. So it's kind of cohesive, and you can see it'll already start coming together. Okay, I might have come in a little too far right there, but that's okay. We'll go over it with the foundation. Okay, so at this point, I know I look crazy. At this point, you can go with whatever is your favorite medium to full coverage foundation. Now, I have several of those that I like. I love the NARS Sheer Glow. I love, you guys know, I love the YSL All Nighter, and all of these would be good to get during the event, the Sephora event. But one that I think that is a beautiful foundation, and I think everybody that tries it loves it, but it's not one that you use every day. It's a little different and it's pricey, and that is the Dior Air Flash. So I thought today I would use this. Now you can do it two ways. You can just spray it like this and then kind of buff it out, or you can spray it on your brush, or you can spray it on your hand. I'm going to spray it on my hand and then kind of, so see how we're using this to kind of marry all that together. And this is beautiful. This gives a really pretty look. I know a lot of people get this and just use it for special occasions, and probably when you just want to take more time with your foundation, because you know, it does take a little bit more thought. I'm going to pull this a little closer. Okay, and like I said, we're not going to go over everything with as much powder. So I think that that is a pretty good coverage. Okay, this is something, I actually did a video yesterday with this, and I'm so impressed I wanted to use it today, because if you guys like it, you might want to get it with your discount. And it is the Stellar Beauty, and it is the Glow 01 translucent powder, and it is just beautiful. It is just a gorgeous powder. And so I'm going to put a little bit out here, and I'm going to go over with a very fluffy brush. Let's use this. It's one of my very favorites from Sephora, and it is the, matter of fact, I might get another one because I like to use this for so many different things. Highlight, blush, powder. There's just something about the way it applies, but it's the 93. So I'm going to tap it in that powder, and this powder is so fine, but it is so beautiful, and it just sets everything so pretty. I might even get there's another one that's more of a golden. This one's translucent. I think I might get the one that's more of a golden shade too. Okay, and so the purpose of this is just to set everything so I can go in with my other products and nothing will stick. But as you can see, it's gorgeous. I love that it does that, but it doesn't mat my face down too much. This is something that I got a couple weeks ago, and I haven't shown you guys, but I'm sure you've seen it. But look at this big fat hula. I love it. It makes it so much better, I think. I would have never, I mean, the box was just like, you know, I guess I was so used to it, I never thought about it. But this is amazing, and it's made me like the bronzer even better. And here, Bubba wants to go out, hold on. Another benefit with this is, look at this brush that you get. That is a good brush for like contour. That is a good one. So I am going to get that little tray out of here, and I am going to use, let's see. I want to use that same brush. Let's do it. I'll just wipe it off. So I'm going to go into that hula, and I'm going to start my bronzer or my contour. I feel like this brush just kind of gets right up underneath my hair too. Okay, and make sure you get that hairline, especially if you have a big old forehead like I do. If your forehead's smaller, you won't do as much. And then I'm going to do a little bit here, but I'm going to show you my other product that I just love for the jawline. Okay, so we're still going to keep it very bronzy. So go ahead and really bronze up. So it's part of JLo's look. And then I want to show you this brush. I don't know if it's back in stock or not, but I love it. And I love this single that Scott Barnes used. It's the S118 from Makeup Forever. Now, I'm not going to go in with it, you know, again on the cheeks or anything like that, but I do love using it on the jawline, and I like using it as eyeshadow too, but I'm going to use something else today. But like, watch right here. I try to really carve that out. You just barely dab into that. And then go back here. This is maybe like things I wouldn't do on the daily. But it really helps with that shadow. And this color is just gorgeous. It really is, it's beautiful for eyeshadow too. And I'm gonna make sure that's blended out to a degree, but you still want it there because it's a shadow. It's a sculpt shadow. So this brush it's very unique and I love it, and it's much softer than like the Ita brush from NARS. I just love it. Can you tell I just love makeup? I still love makeup just as much as I ever have. Okay, and I'm going to take this brush and kind of put what's left of that hula on my lids too, and just kind of, because I already had some concealer there. So one of my all-time favorite bronzers, you guys know, is the Rosewood Bronzer from Anastasia. I just feel like it gives the just perfect amount of oomph, and it kind of really finishes off whatever bronzer you've started. So I'm going to go in with that same brush just a little bit back here. Really don't need any more here, but I'm just so used to doing it, I feel like I have to. Okay, love this, and this is also good used in on the eyelids if you want to use it for your eyeshadow. Okay, for blush, my favorite blushes lately have been these Buxom blushes, and this color is so pretty. It is the Mykonos Wanderlust blush. So tap it in just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way with this. And I'm just going to do it right at the tops of the cheeks and kind of blend it into that bronzer. And I'm not going to use a separate highlight because I feel like everything I have used has had a little bit of luminosity to it, and that's part of making it kind of like a person-to-person daytime look, is not to have too much. You want your skin to still look like skin. You don't want it to look, you know, too sparkly. I'm going to use this Huda Beauty lip liner in Bombshell. I'm gonna fill my lips in. Like that. And I'm gonna actually let that sit for a minute. I found that if you are doing this method where you put a lip liner on and then a gloss, you want to let this set just a little bit. Let it really, you know, set into your lips and dry. So we're going to leave that there for a minute. Now we are going to, let's do brows next. Okay, I love so many different brow products, but one that I always come back to is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I've been loving the caramel color. That's kind of like a new color for me. So I'm going to, let me get my little mirror here. I'm going to do my brows. And just fill them in, you know, lightly, nothing too crazy. The main thing is filling in this front a little bit, and then I usually go over the top And then bring it down. And when you really want them to stay in place, I love this Benefit brow gel, and you use the flat side to kind of apply it. Like if you want them to really lay flat, and then use the brush to kind of put it in there. Like that. Okay, while we're letting that dry, I'm gonna go back in with one of my favorite products, and I feel like while you have this discount, this would be a great thing to get. And it is the Huda Beauty, it's Angelic. It's just so pretty. It's very, very unique. I don't want to put on too much, but you got to make sure you get it on that top lip line, because that's where it really gives you that. Bam. Okay. It's just so pretty, and it will stay because you have put that lip liner on underneath it. Now we are going to get into the eyeshadow, and I just cannot say enough good stuff about this eyeshadow palette. I don't know if there has ever been a time that I did my makeup with this palette and didn't like it. You can go with more of a taupe color, like I've done just this color, and you guys gave me so many compliments. With this look, I do usually this color right here and a little bit of this. These are just very old school or sparkly colors. They're not just crazy over the top, you know, go everywhere. They're just good, safe, glittery tones. So for this look, this Natural Light, I don't like to put a lot of that on my lid. I like to go in with that second from the right color, this one right here. Start right here, and then just keep working it out like that. Kind of do it circles so that most of the pigment is in your crease, but you're kind of swirling it out. And then kind of work it in here and up to your eyebrow. I mean, a lot of that depends on your eye shape, but that's what really gives you that frame. Okay, so start right here in the center, get your good pigment, and then start swirling it out. Like that. I just keep on doing it until I feel like they're even and I've got it. I'm not really going to put a highlight. I'm just going to use that foundation base. But I want to bring it out. Okay, the next thing I want to do is carry it up underneath a little bit. I'm just going to kind of pull it out and meet it with the crease right here and get it in that color. And I'm going to see how I'm pulling up. I'm going down underneath and I'm kind of pulling up to make sure I get it. But like I said, you might not have to do that. That's just the way my eyelids curl down so much. So I'm just concentrating that color right at the lash line. You can see how it's leaving just a little bit of space. You can do what you want with that space. You can put a little bit of shadow in there. I, for this Natural Light look, just like to leave it. I don't like to put any glitter or anything in there. I just like to kind of leave it open. I feel like this is enough. Like that. And then a lot of times I'll put just a little bit of a reinforced kind of V at the end, like that. Maybe take a clean brush and buff out that edge. Kind of blow it out right there. Okay. Now, for the liner, you can do a couple different things. You can leave it like this and just put on mascara, or put on mascara and lashes, you know, some real light ones. Today, I wanted to show you some of my favorite lashes that are not as expensive as a lot of the real fancy ones, but I really like these, and I've shown them to you before, but they're the Fringe 04 from the Sephora collection. And see how they're kind of, they're a little bit, I mean, I don't have to cut them as much. They're good for my eyes, and they just give that real good flare. So since I'm going to use these, I am going to put a little bit of liner right at my lash line to help these lashes go in. And I used this yesterday and I loved it. Where is it? I hope I've got it down here. It is the Stellar Hyper Real Eyeliner Pencil, and I love the way it smudges out. So I thought today I would, not a wing, just my lash line. You can do it kind of messy, and this goes on real easy. Just making sure I get it right down to my lashes. Hey Bridget. Hey Bridget. And you have a pretty good amount of time to smudge this out, so we'll go ahead and do both of them. Okay, and let's see, you could do, I might even try to smudge it with my finger. I kind of like doing that. Because if you, sometimes when you do it with a brush or a Q-tip, you remove so much of it. But I am basically just wanting to make it not a drastic line, because that's just really a base for my lashes. Okay, now I have not tried these lashes without doing the mascara first, but I've really liked how my lashes have been going on better if I do the lashes first. So let's try that. And let me get these trimmed up and I'll be right back. Okay, normally I say never trim from the inside, but on this, the outside is kind of pretty. It's kind of like a little double layer. And the inside, they're all the same size. They don't kind of graduate down. So I am gonna take just one, actually 1.5 off this center. And I think they'll be perfect for me. So I think they have had time to dry. The advantage of putting the lashes on before you do the mascara is you can get them right at the lash line, and that is good when you're not using like a thick liquid liner like I normally do. But the disadvantage is you can't do the mascara as nicely. So that's why these lashes, I wanted to use just a good lash with some oomph. And you can see I'm just laying them down. I'm gonna let them sit there for a minute, and then you're gonna place the inside right at the lash line, and then place the outside at the lash line. Feel that it's going down into that lash line. Okay, I may need to put just a little bit more of this liner right out here where these lashes are not as long. I probably could have left them the full length. Aren't they pretty? I mean, they're different, but I like them. I like that they're different. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for just a minute, and then we'll put the mascara on. Any mascara you use will be fine, but I have found that this roller lash is kind of a good one to get in up under here. The brush is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of small, but I want to kind of marry that edge. Probably going to do this in my hand mirror. We just kind of lay it down underneath because you mainly just want to color and marry the outsides of these lashes. And then sometimes I try to pull a little of these little baby eyelashes in here out too. Like that. Stick them all together. There you go. Okay, I think this is it, and I am going to, because I feel like it may be ruining this look, I am going to show you, if you don't want the shine, if you don't want so much glow, a powder that I love for that is this Fenty. I was kind of late on the Fenty bus, but I have enjoyed a lot of her products. So you can use just any little powder brush that you want. So I'm going to take this and just put it in the places. Don't take all your glow away. Just put it maybe like right here if you don't want as much glow. And mine is always right here where my cheeks are kind of pronounced. And then maybe right here, and then maybe right there on the end of my nose, because my nose is so prominent. Okay, and all the details for the Sephora spring event down below, and I hope you guys get some goodies, and I will see you real soon. Bye bye.